Tonight, the Speaker dismisses the Majority Leader's claim that the Anti-LGBTQI plus bill has been passed, insisting the legislation expired with the previous Parliament after President Akufo-Addo refused to sign it into law. As he reviews, he rejected an attempt by the government to sponsor the bill.
We'll process it as private members' bill. It has to come back to the Speaker. You know, our rules have given what the Speaker is expected to do, which I will do before it can be laid in the House.
We'll hear from the Minority Leader, who insists the ruling government must now taste the bitter pill they gave their predecessors as pressure mounts for the bill's return.
At the highest level, I repeat, at the highest level, there was that consensus that considering how the international ecosystem will react to this, we should tread cautiously. Then at the leadership level in Parliament, there was also a certain level of understanding.
We'll bring you all the details, plus speak to people who matter to this particular conversation. I would also take your viewpoint as well here on Top Story, brought to you always by Teletel Connect and Energies, Holy Insecticide Spray and Coil. Enjoy Holy Sleep, and also by Short Pension Trust into the future with you. Well, tonight, the Speaker of Parliament has dismissed the Majority Leader's claim that the Anti-LGBTQI plus bill has been passed, insisting the legislation expired with the previous Parliament after President Akufo-Addo refused to sign it into law, as he has revealed again that he rejected an attempt by the government to sponsor the bill. The Speaker Alban Bagbin has ruled that the controversial legislation must now be reintroduced in the new Parliament. This follows a week of confusion after Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga argued the bill had already been passed by the 8th Parliament. We'll hear from the Speaker shortly, but first listen to Majority Leader inviting him to make a determination on this matter.
Mr. Speaker, after you left, the LGBTQ bill was advertised, and the following day, it was immediately taken out of the order paper. And I mentioned to this House that, truth be told, you had seen the adverts, but said there were a few issues that needed to be resolved before a decision can be taken as to what to do. Because I took a position that, so far as I recollect, in the last Parliament, we passed the LGBTQ bill, and my understanding was that it was transmitted to the presidency. Later, we saw communication from the presidency threatening us to cease and desist, attempting to transmit the bill to the then president for his assent. I did not know whether or not the presidency was in receipt of the bill. So I took a position that this House had passed the bill, but we should wait till you return so that you can give us some direction as to how to treat this bill. I want to place on record that the government of President John Dramani Mahama and the government led by President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC are very, very ready to take this bill. We are ready to assent to it. We are ready to take it in this House. But Mr. Speaker, in view of the thorny legal issues that are raised, we're waiting for you to come. We're waiting for you to come and give some direction.
So that is the Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga there. But Deputy Minority Whip Habib Iddrisu gave a response to what the Majority Leader said in the House today. Listen.
The issue we raised on the floor, Mr. Speaker, the issue we raised on the floor is that the day we resumed Parliament, the LGBTQ law is LGBT. It doesn't matter. It's LGBT. It doesn't matter. T. It doesn't matter. Transgender. The T is for transgender. LGBTQ transgender. And Q. Mr. Speaker, I raised the issue. It was on the other paper. And the next day, Mr. Speaker, it was missing on the other paper. So I drew the Majority Leader attention. Mr. Speaker, the earlier statement I made about the Majority Leader, if that is why my colleague is on his feet, it was no offense. And if it offends him, I'll take it up. He knows I respect him so much. When I said he's a Harvard-trained lawyer and other things, I'll never say anything. I'm just building my point. And Mr. Speaker, the argument the Majority Leader is advancing is very surprising, that he thinks that the bill is passed. And for that matter, why is the President not signing it? If it is passed, you are the leader of government business, you are the Majority Leader. 10 months now, why is the President not signing it? 10 months now, why is the President not signing it?
Now, Parliamentary Affairs Correspondent Kwaku Asante joins us with some details. Kwaku, the Majority Leader, prior to the Speaker's ruling, said the current majority has no issues getting a new bill passed. Tell us more.
Well, yes, you will recall that last week when this matter came up in Parliament, the Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin said that the NDC were seeking to run away from the bill. Part of that was reiterated by Habib Iddrisu. You hear the speak on the floor. Mahama Ayariga says, as far as they in the NDC are concerned, this is a done deal. It is just a matter of how it is going to be done. And it is not true that they in the NDC majority here and those in government are seeking to hide or run away from this bill.
And we in the NDC, who did everything to get you to give your assent, you are creating an impression that we are no longer committed to the bill. I thought the fastest way is to treat the bill as having been passed. But if you want us to start all over again, I want to assure you that this side of our house is ready to start all over again. So, Mr. Speaker, like I indicated, we are in your hands. Give us directives what you think. I am told that the bill was never transmitted to the presidency. So if the bill was not transmitted to the presidency to be assented to, after it had been passed by this House, Mr. Speaker, it creates quite a legal issue. So I thought that we should wait for you to come and give us some direction on the matter, and then we can proceed. But let me give every assurance that we are ready to pass this bill as a House on this side. And let me also give you assurance that I have personally spoken with the President, and he has no hesitation to sign if this Parliament should pass the bill.
Well, Kwaku, the Speaker, having been invited to rule on this matter, indeed did rule. What formed the basis of his decision?
Well, as far as the Speaker is concerned, the very popular view that once a bill that has been enacted or passed by a previous Parliament does not mature to become a law, that bill dies with the old Parliament. And so as far as he is concerned, given that the 8th Parliament passed this bill but did not get presidential assent, that bill has expired. He also gave some indication that the government had actually indicated that they wanted to sponsor the bill and bring it to Parliament, but he rejected that in a conversation with the government and the President, that this is a bill that Ghanaians want to see passed, in his words, through a private member's bill. But as far as he's concerned, the bill will be reintroduced. He has to do some processes, and the bill will be first read on the floor.
The 8th Parliament is history. So are all the businesses that were pending in the 8th Parliament. They all ended with the 8th Parliament. And so we have a new Parliament, the 9th Parliament. And therefore what was pending there came to an end and had to be reintroduced. It was actually transmitted to the former president. They wrote to tell us that they will not assent to it. The only constitutional error they committed was they didn't give us the reasons why they will not assent to it, and they did not also transmit the bill back to us. They imprisoned it there. So the 9th Parliament, on resumption, took back the bill, and as you recall, that's a private member's bill. And so members of this House took it up. They've gone through the whole process as detailed out in our standing orders. But as it went through the process, the new government indicated that they wanted to take it as a public bill. I personally disagreed and made it known to His Excellency the President that this is an initiative of our people, the traditional leaders, the religious leaders, civil society leaders. Ghanaians wanted this bill passed through private members' bill. And so be it. We'll process it as private members' bill. It has to come back to the Speaker. You know, our rules have given what the Speaker is expected to do, which I will do before it can be laid in the House.
So that is the Speaker's ruling there. But in the last few hours, we've been hearing some revelations about the attempt by the two major parties to reach a compromise on this particular matter. Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin has revealed that a high-level meetings were held between the then MPP government and the minority, and the NDC leadership over the anti-LGBTQI plus bill when it was first introduced. Now, he says, despite reaching a compromise after several discussions, the minority proceeded to lay the contentious portions of the bill before Parliament. According to him, the former MPP government faced intense pressure from the international community at that time, and now the NDC government must swallow the same bitter pill they once served the MPP.
At the highest level, we engaged them. I repeat, at the highest level. And there was that consensus that considering how the international ecosystem will react to this, we should tread cautiously. Then at the leadership level in Parliament, there was also a certain level of understanding. They also expressed their own concerns that, look, this is something that they have put out. So to chicken out that there's already an existing law will be difficult. So we had to go back and still discuss back and forth. And then the final consensus was that, okay, look, by our Ghanaian value system, we don't really agree to this gay rights, etc., etc. So some individuals who were pushing a certain agenda against the country, the stakeholders, we sat with them. And I was a leader of government business then. And we had several discussions. In the end, the compromise was that, okay, you can pass your law, but the bit of incarceration, the post-conviction sentencing, where the person will be incarcerated to go to jail, because the country itself is moving away from a post-sentencing custodial
to non-custodial
to a non-custodial sentencing regime. That would be a safe landing for all parties. So if you check the Hansard, I filed a motion to amend that bit so that all others remain. That one to last minute, our friends hit us hard And that hot afternoon, like you said, I wasn't a lucky man. Assumed leadership in a 137 at that tail end of the regime, the administration. It was not easy for me, all right? My friend Ato Forson could not look me eye to eye. I would call Ato, he would look elsewhere. The chief whip, Kwame, I would go. I was literally crying. Kwame, let's save our country. He will look you eye and say, Kwame, na, it's not me. Oh. Then they will be tossing you. Go here. Go and see this, our big man. You go there. Midnight, early morning. You go and wait. They say, oh, okay. Then last minute, they say, oh, it's our boys. You know that kind of plausible deniability, that game, eh? They will say, oh, it's the back bench. Then some judge will come in. I'll call some. At least let's compromise on this. Then you also, I'll get back to you. I need to talk to my bosses. Meanwhile, the same bosses are saying you are the problem. Look, it was not easy for us.
So that was Afenyo-Markin speaking to Evan Spencer on PM Express there. Now, he went ahead to say the NDC chose to weaponize the anti-LGBTQI plus bill to gain what he calls political advantage during the Asante by-election. He claims the party later reneged on their earlier compromise and pushed the bill through for political mileage. Listen to him.
They knew that they had psyched the mind of the population in a certain way. And they saw power. So for them, it was a good experiment in Asante. You know, the whole of Asante campaign was that MPP was bringing LGBT, that MPP for say, Obani, Oba, and Wari. That was their whole campaign. And once it passed in Asante and it worked for them, come on, they were not ready to sit with us. Now today, you are in government. You are in government today. And the same international community is watching you. You see how Mr. President navigated around it when the Catholic bishops visited him in the early days. And now Mr. President was even talking about broader consultation. But your party wanted a bill, and you liked it the way it was. So,
So that is the minority leader there, Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Let me bring in one of the sponsors of the LGBTQI plus bill, an MP for Asante South, Reverend John and Team Kojo. I'm grateful to you, sir, for joining us here. Now, what do you sponsors intend to do now that the Speaker has clarified exactly what must be done?
Yeah, good evening, Kojo. So, Speaker has ruled, and his ruling is consistent with the position we held when we expressed our surprise at the point that the majority leader raised in Speaker's absence. And we insisted that wherever they had taken the bill for which it disappeared from the order paper, we will fight until it reappears on the order paper for first reading to be taken and for the subsequent processes to be undertaken for its ultimate passage. So one Speaker has ruled that there is nothing wrong with a bill going through the process in the 9th Parliament. What we expect is that beyond rhetoric from every actor, by tomorrow the bill must appear on the order paper. If tomorrow it doesn't appear on the order paper, then whatever was said today is just mere rhetoric. So we are looking forward to tomorrow, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill reappearing on the order paper for the first reading to be taken for consequential referral by the Speaker to Constitutional Legal Committee and the rest of the processes undertaken. We will not accept that the first reading of the bill be deferred to next week or any other later date. It has to be, as the matter has been concluded by the ruling of the Speaker, we want to see action. We want to see that the Parliament is walking the talk and want to see Human Sexual Rights Family Values Bill 2025 on the order paper tomorrow and for first reading to be taken.
And if it doesn't appear?
We will explore our options. If it doesn't appear, then means whatever that was said is just deception to the good people of Ghana. And I don't think that all the key stakeholders who have spoken, highly respected legislators who have spoken, including the Speaker himself, will go back on his words. So the matter has been settled, and it's suspected that consistent with the ruling, the matter should reappear on the order paper tomorrow. I have always said that while Speaker was away, I predicted that as soon as he comes, this will be his ruling, because I have worked with Speaker for a very long time, and I know the integrity and credibility of Speaker Bagbin is unquestionable. There's no doubt about his consistent principle upheld. And so the way I know Speaker Bagbin to be a man of his words, tomorrow we should, subsequent to that, see an instruction that will be carried out to the ruling of the Speaker to see human and social rights and family values bill re-advertised on the order paper for subsequent first reading.
I mean, since the ruling by the Speaker, have you and your other co-sponsors met to determine your next line of actions? Hello, Reverend Kojo, are you there? Unfortunately, we've lost Reverend Tim Fojo there, but he says he's looking forward to having this particular bill appear on the order paper tomorrow. But when the Speaker, as of the time the Speaker was giving this ruling, the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights was also organizing a news conference, and at which news conference they have given Parliament a 2 weeks ultimatum to act on the family values bill, and Ghanaian families value bill to President John Mahama for assent. Now, at this particular briefing, the lead convener, Moses Fo Amoni, said they will not tolerate further delays after years of political back and forth on this particular bill. Now, he is further warning that if Parliament fails to act within the given period, the coalition will announce a series of nationwide actions to demand accountability and protect what it calls the moral foundation of the country. An interesting couple of days that we will be seeing here in Ghana to see whether tomorrow Parliament will have it on the order paper or not. But let me bring in my colleague Kenneth Jesse, who's been covering this particular news conference by the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights. Kenneth, what has been? We understand that they've given the Parliament a 2 weeks ultimatum, but what else have they been saying?
Well, so that ultimatum was given on the premise of the assurance that they say was given to them by President John Dramani Mahama when he met them somewhere in January and assured them that he was going to present the Proper Human Sexual Rights Values Bill to Parliament, this time as a public members bill through his Attorney General. And they are taking the word of the Majority Leader as well, saying that this bill has already been passed and it's left with only the assent. So they say that if it is left with just assenting to this bill, it shouldn't take even more than a week. That is the reason why they are giving a 2 week ultimatum and have announced a series of actions that they will take if that does not happen. They say that politicians seem to taking Ghanaians for a ride. They cited how the previous government was unable to pass the bill. And then, of course, they are saying that they do not want a repetition of that incident in this administration as well.
But I mean, having heard that previously, there was a bit of a compromise there. Did they talk about their belief or faith in the fact that Parliament and this government can get this bill passed?
Well, before they presented this statement during the press briefing they held a few hours or minutes ago, they said that they consulted both sides of Parliament. They said that they consulted Sam George. They also consulted John Tim Fojo, who you spoke to moments ago, and they all gave the assurance that they are in full support of it. So they have faith. According to them, they are giving the president, they are giving Parliament the benefit of doubt because they have consulted widely. It's been a bipartisan unison, as they mentioned earlier. So they have faith that this will go through, and if it doesn't, then they will announce their next series of action. So according to them, they are giving a Parliament and the presidency the benefit of doubt and see if it will be assented to or passed.
Kenneth, grateful to you. So he's at this particular, news conference organized by the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values. Let me bring back John Fojo. He is a sponsor of this particular anti-LGBTQI plus bill. I'm grateful to you for rejoining. Do I still have you, Reverend Fojo? Let me try again. Reverend, do I still have you on the line? Okay. So there you have it. Reverend Tim Fojo is saying that as for they a minority, they expect that this particular bill will be on the order paper tomorrow. But as to whether they can tell by now whether or not it will get in there, we want to seek some clarification, because if this is something that will get onto it, I'm sure they could possibly, have first-hand information as to how this is going. But he again tells us that if they do not get it on the order paper, they would look at other options available to them. Well, so we'll see how this one goes tomorrow if the House sits for its daily meeting, and whether or not this will be brought back onto the order paper. This has been a top story brought to you by Telecel. Connecting Energies, Holy Insecticide Spray and Coil. Enjoy a holy sleep, and also by Shield Pension Trust. I have Reverend Tim Fojo back on the line again. Reverend, unfortunately the line dropped there, but I wanted to find out from you. By now, I'm sure there are ways that you and your co-sponsors could have or might have met on this bill. Okay, we don't have him again. So let's wrap it up here. Coming up next is News Night.
I get them, I send them.